morning. Bonnie Violet here, a queer chaplain. Today is number 35 of the daily lives of lacing your narrative with a spiritual thread live stream workshop series. For those who can see me, I have my RuPaul's Drag Race Season 1 filter on today, or at least it looks that way. I don't know, for whatever reason. My lighting sometimes makes things fuzzy, so I thought, oh, I'll go with it. A little Vaseline on the camera lens. Anywho, it softens me a little bit. So today is our final day of focusing on what is your ideal spirituality, your ideal world that you want to live in, the ideal person you want to be, the ideal, all of that, who's there today? How's this? What's your ideal spirituality or your ideal? Oh, there's herding cats for you. Good morning, herding cats for you. How are you? I have a few folks on this morning. Usually I'm all by myself. What is your ideal spirituality? Whether it's a practice or an understanding or maybe a not need to understanding, whatever it is. This is our final day of kind of thinking about that this week as we move into our 7th week of lacing your narrative with the spiritual thread. A lot of this week has been focusing, at least in my ideal, has been like a lot of like, how can I have a spirituality or a spiritual understanding that helps me be better with you and better with like everything in my life and in my environment. Also in a sense of having a desire to have all of that. I have a desire to be a better neighbor, to be a better citizen of the planet, to be a better and better, not even in the sense of like a value, but just like to be maybe more intentional, more aware, more mindful, less harmful, more comfortable, more okay with just being, and also having a spiritual understanding of things, a connection with my spirit. I feel like to be integrated, there's the mind, there's the body, there's the heart, there's the spirit, all those things connected and maybe more make a whole person. And so to me, the spirit is what holds that all together and brings it all together and gives that all life, so to speak. And so I think it's important for me to be able to do that. But again, it's about, I think I've come to a place that I have a desire for these things, not that I have a desperation or a need or a must. However, the paradox of that is that I wouldn't want to live without all this either, and maybe couldn't live well without all of it too. I don't know if it's just a little bit different of mindset. Good morning, April. Hello, beautiful. She says to me, hello, beautiful to you. Look at that pic. I haven't seen that pic, I don't think, but looking fierce. It's so great to have you on here this morning as well. I usually don't have anybody in here with me, at least the last few days, so it's kind of nice that there's some folks in here connecting with me on my RuPaul filter. What's going on today? Yeah, I mean, that's really kind of my ideal. I don't think, I guess it's really more about the effect and the desire. One of the things that I think for me, it's not about necessarily knowing or identifying, but it's just about seeking. It's just about seeking more, in some ways seeking less. I love you too, April. Just like I think just the seeking, the being, the awareness, the intentionality, all of that sort of stuff, and just being able to kind of stay in that state in which it's not like labor or a burden. I'm tired of living a life as if I am broken, or as if I am in struggle, or as if, I don't know, I just want to be able to be in a space of guess, radical acceptance, if you will, and hopefully not so attached to things that it overwhelms me or takes me over. I'm feeling like a lot of this right now, a little bit more than normal. I think me deciding to go on estrogen and testosterone blockers, and actually like just making that decision and moving forward with it, I've noticed just a lift, like a release of just a release of some of the things that I felt like were really weighing on my mind and my spirit. And so I've been on them now for a week. And like I said, there's like I don't know if there's any physical aspects happening yet, or having like a physical response in my body. But I think it's definitely helped my mind and my spirit. And I think for me, I want to continue to be in existence in which I can like be in my fullest expression wherever I go, without hesitation or fear. And if I do have that I do it anyway. And if I choose not to bring all of myself, if you will, it's not even like that. It's like all of myself is present and is there. It's just whether or not I want to be connected with that or acknowledge that in that particular situation and moment. So there's probably just there's probably just an experience that could be different if I could really show up in a space with mind, body, spirit, heart. And in a lot of ways, I think it's, the body is the hardest part for me. So I think I think that in my ideal spirituality, there would be an embodiment, there would be a relationship with my body, other than like my body taking me places. Like obviously my body is physically there, but I'm often not necessarily connected to it. I think I learned to disassociate at a really young age. And it's something that I'm working on getting better and better with my body. Good morning, Tina Johnson. Spending our life in response to our environment, or are we living in a life that responds to us? Exactly. Yeah, I want to be a co-creator with the things in my life that have the potential to create something in me or with me or alongside me. I don't want to be a victim to my environment. I don't want to be created by something. Like I've spent most of my life being created by other things that happen to me, and then it creates this, like, whether it's a hurt, this whatever. And if I'm not part of knowing that that's happening, because those things are going to happen and those situations are going to arise in even the best of environments, but me being aware, acknowledging, and just being a part of that process allows me to be a part of what is actually created in me, or what I'm going to take from that particular situation. So I'm going to repeat that again. Tina says, spending our life in response to our environment, or are we living in a life that responds to us? I like that. Something to think on a little bit more. Yeah, and it's like, how do we know a life that responds to us? I wonder if like my first thought of that was thinking of like how everything else is responding to me, which I don't necessarily know how that is. And I don't have much control, I think, over how people take things or how the environment takes it and what their experience is with me. But I think what I'm also hearing is that maybe the us to me is sometimes the us, or the me is the thing. It's not my thoughts, but it's the thing that hears my thoughts and sees my thoughts. And so it's not actually that thing, but it's that part. And so maybe it's about living a life in which I'm connected to that part of myself, or a way in which acknowledges that, I guess. So anywho, I woke up in a really good space this morning. I have a lot of things that I need to work on today, and I'm just like feeling really motivated, and it's almost like it's like just trying to figure out what to focus on, because there's so many fun little projects that I'm working on right now. And I'm really feeling creative and eager and excited. So it's a good way to wake up in the morning. I hope that maybe you have a taste of that today or in the upcoming days. And Tina is saying, spending each day believing I'm enough. Each day is a new day. Yes, I want to say amen. I don't even know if I use that word, but amen. Believing I'm enough. Definitely know I'm enough. Yeah, I'm enough in a spiritual way. I think that's a part of what that plays for me too. But yeah, believing I'm enough. Exactly. Letting go of so many expectations that I've put on myself and put on the world. Yep. When I can let go of those expectations, I definitely can feel and have an experience with everything that I am enough. Spending each day believing I am enough. Each day is a new day. I like that. And Herding Cats for You says, I want to accept me and others as I develop into the me I want to be. I don't want to be limited by my fears and doubts. I like that. I want to accept me and others as I develop into the me I want to be. Yes. Us changing is quite the experience for us, but it's definitely an experience for the people and the things that are around us and amongst us as we go through that process. Whether it's our little animal pet creatures or our friends or family, or maybe even it impacts our living environment. But yeah, and then the final thought of that is, I don't want to be limited by my fears and doubts. Yes. Move anyway. Have the courage to keep on moving. Even if we're full of doubt and even if we're afraid. Moments of stillness and the courage to do it anyway. I guess the wisdom, all of that, it's like the serenity prayer, I guess. So yeah, she's just like chatty Kathy this morning. But I'm at like almost the 20-minute mark. I usually like to try to keep this to about 15 minutes. So I think I am going to send off. For folks who I want to say thank you to my Patreon supporters. These are folks who contribute money on a monthly basis, like $3 to $11 a month. Some are even doing 50 or 100. And this can be, you can sign up to do this for me. As you know, I'm focusing on my queer ministry work, which doesn't really pay, but it's definitely very life giving and affirming. And I think it's really what I'm supposed to continue to work on doing. And so the support of these folks, Casey, Mark, Todd, Jonathan, the Windy City Humanist, Jeff, Jeffrey, and Violet, your financial contribution is really, really helpful. And then just to everyone who continues to show up and support and participate in my work, Herding Cats for You, you're often a big part of that. April, you as well. You've always been a big part of my life ever since our early 20s, which was a little while ago. And then Tina, my cousin, Tina, I've been really excited to see you, have you in my circle again, and you have so much wisdom to share. So anywho, check out the links in the description if you're curious about more about what it is I'm talking about. And tomorrow will be the 7 of 8. our 7th week of our 8-week series of lacing your narrative with a spiritual thread. So take care. I love you. Be well. Be blessed. Know you are enough. And have the courage to continue to do things anyway. Bye-bye.